LoveLine is meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion advised. Now, here's LoveLine. 1-800-LOVE-191. With Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
What? Are you insane?
Wow, that's pretty good.
Andy's the nice guy I ever met.
He really is a nice guy.
Yeah.
We just, I met him for the first time at this Dodger celebrity baseball game, Hollywood Stars Night, as they call it, yesterday. Drew's met him before that.
Yeah.
Right? Was
last year? Same guy, yeah.
Did you get him in here, though, last year?
I tried. I worked on it, but then he's coming now.
All right. Well, it'll be...
Must be because he knew you were just such a illustrious and active member and supportive member of his team.
It'll be nice to talk to him tomorrow.
Want to share about that experience?
The Hollywood Stars thing?
We told your coach to kiss your ass?
Well, okay. you drug it out of me, Drew. I had a tough day yesterday. Anyone who knows me knows I'm all about the sports. I really enjoy it.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's really what I grew up doing and wanting to do.
You really hit a couple of good long... You almost hit the ball out of Dodger Stadium there, warming up.
Oh, well, thank you, Drew. An unsolicited compliment.
Couple nice hits.
Yeah, let's talk about batting practice for a minute.
Yeah.
You could see I knew my way around the plate there, right?
Yeah.
I was hitting the ball pretty hard, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I'd say.
Would you say harder than most?
The guy that was pitching, was he a professional athlete?
Oh, yeah, that was, I think the guy who was pitching was Willie Galt.
Was Willie Galt pitching? He was impressed. He thought he wanted to keep you out there because he was having fun tossing to you.
Yeah, I was swinging the bat pretty good.
Yeah.
Well, why not? I batted cleanup on my high school team, Drew. I know where'd you go to high school? The Little Lord Fauntleroy School for Albino Hemophiliacs. You guys played 6.5-man
football,
baseball,
but I couldn't keep up with that. So,
but I was a decent ball player. I struck out quite a bit, but hit with a lot of power and was a pretty good outfielder. And in the years since high school, played a little, a couple of softball leagues, that kind of thing. But always kind of maintained the swing and the throwing arm and everything. So. It was a thrill for me, especially growing up in Los Angeles, to get out to Dodger Stadium and see what I could do. I really thought if I got the right pitch and I pulled it down the line, I might have a shot at getting it out of the park. A long shot, but I felt was with
you got close in your batting practice.
I'd hit balls that far before. It was in my youth, but I was looking forward to that. So there's a lot of stars there. Alan Thicke was there, and Norm Macdonald I had a nice time talking to. And who, by the way, we got to get to do the show because he came running up to me, and I told him we are going to put him on the show. So let's get Norm Macdonald on the show. But Ray, who the hell? Ray Romano and lots of guys, lots of celebrities. Saw Stephen Baldwin there and a bunch of guys like that. All nice guys. Good to see those guys. And the game started a little bit late. We were supposed to start at 11, I believe.
Yeah.
But we started about 11:30.
11:40, something like that.
We had less than an hour to play this ball game. And anyone knows that's probably good for about 3, maybe 4 innings. And I was pumped up about playing. I'd been there since 8:30 in the morning. I was taking batting practice. I went to the batting cage the day before. Had the smell of pine tar in the air, and I was going for the rosin bag. I was pumped up. I had my cleats on, my mitt. I was ready to go. And it sort of struck me that we had, now it takes 9 guys to field a team, and we must have had 17 guys on our team.
Yeah.
And I did the math, and I realized, hey, I may not be out on that field. And I thought, well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go up to our coach. Now, it wasn't Tommy Lasorda or anything like that. It was a guy, I don't know who the coaches were. Gilardi. I don't know if he's a batting coach. I don't know what his position is over there. And Drew had another guy who was a coach. I don't know where he fits in.
Same guys that were out last year. Nice guys.
Oh, good. Now I'll never be there again.
That's true.
That's true. So the thing is these guys, well, they're not really nice guys. Your guy may have been nice.
Nice guy. I had him last year. I had your guy last year.
Didn't seem like a nice guy. He really didn't. All right, so here's what happens. The game's going to start in 10 minutes. And I decide, you know what I ought to do? I ought to go up and talk to the guy, because there's some guys here, like Drew, don't mind if you play or not, right?
Yeah, couldn't care less.
Couldn't care one way or the other. Yeah. There's a handful of guys that are out there to sign some autographs, do a little schmoozing, take a few pictures. and, basically waved to the crowd. But not me. I didn't want to do any of that. I just wanted to play. So I decided I better go up to my coach before the game and tell him that, hey, A, I got some game, and B, I'm more than happy to hit that field.
Yeah.
I'm looking to play today. So we got off on the wrong foot. I went up to him and I said, he was busy sort of making a lineup out. And the problem is he knew some guys from last year and was sort of making his lineup up. Jonathan Silverman, guys like that, Stephen Baldwin, Gary Marshall, guys he knew. Corbin Bernstein, and what the hell's Corbin's? Corbin Burnson, right?
Yeah.
So I decided I better go up to him and just let him know I'd like to play. So I came up to him and I said, hey, Coach, we haven't met before, but I'm telling you, I'm a good player, and I'm really looking forward to playing. And I know there's some guys here that may not care either way, but I care. I'd like to play. And he said, listen, I'm busy, and there's guys here that I know. And he started digging into me a little bit. And I thought, oh, this is bad because I'm pissing him off now. Now I'm really not going to get a chance to play. And he gave some sort of half-baked story about Billy Crystal one year. I didn't exactly follow it, but the point is he was like a mom that'd been driving a long way, listening to kids argue in the back seat. He just, you just come up and go, hey, can we pull over to a rest stop at some point? And they bite your head off. Yeah, he was pissed off. So at the end of the thing, I realized the guy was pissed off, and I said, this sucks because now he's going to be pissed. So I said to him, Coach, listen, I'm not telling you what to do. You just do what you want to do. Take the pressure off. Tell him I'm ready to hang out. And he said, no, I'll do what I got to do.
Oh.
And I thought, wow, that's kind of weird. And the other thing that's weird is, even though he doesn't know me, I'm probably a bigger celebrity than at least half the guys on the team because I didn't recognize half the people.
Yeah.
And some of the guys were like, they're like, from my mother, the car, car 54, where are you? Which, went off the air in 1959.
Yeah.
Here's Fred Gwynn. It's like they were announcing people who haven't been on the air in at least 17, 18 years. And they were naming their sitcoms from the 70s, which is kind of weird. But anyway, he didn't know me, and I knew he didn't know me, and I thought I'd just go over and, extend the olive branch. But he got really testy and really weird, and I thought, geez, that's kind of weird. And then I thought, hey, why is he chewing on me? I'm a celebrity. I wouldn't be here. And why is he bitching out the celebrities? I just went up to talk to him to basically tell him I wanted to play. Keep in mind, I was in ass kiss mode because I wanted to get out on the field. So I thought, all right, well, that's not a good thing. I hope he doesn't hold it against me. Well, sure enough, the game starts. He makes the lineup, and Fields gets everyone out on the field, and I'm sitting on the bench. And for the most part, these guys are what I would call average at best, with some bad.
Yeah.
Couple of good players, couple of medium, and the rest basically suck. I mean, if you're around sports, you just watch a guy swing a bat once or throw a ball once, you can tell if the guy knows what he's doing or not.
Yeah.
Most of our guys were fair to poor, I would say, with the exception of maybe 2 or 3 guys. I probably had more skills. Doesn't guarantee anything, but probably better player than most of those guys.
We've got that piece.
You got that part. Okay. Well, I just want to let people size up the competition here.
Okay, it's getting too cathartic.
Okay.
So what happened?
So,
cut to the chase.
Let me get to the story here, please.
You've got another story, too, we got to tell. So.
No, we'll get to that tomorrow. We'll get to that tomorrow. So I'm sitting there on the bench, and now an inning or two has gone by, and he's starting to work some people into the game. So, Drew, would you shut that line off?
That was an accident.
So what he does is he starts picking everyone on the bench around me, but he ain't picking me. He's putting the guy to my right, the guy to my left. Literally, I'm sitting in between 2 guys I was talking to the whole time. He puts this guy in, he skips me, puts that guy in. He's starting to put everyone in, and I'm just sitting there. And I'm realizing, hey, there's about 12 minutes left because I'm looking at the big Dodgertron screen there, and the game's ending at 12:30. It's like 12:18 or something, and I ain't getting in this ball game. And I'm sitting there, and then we come up to bat like for a second to last at bat, and he's yelling for Stephen Baldwin. Stephen, you're up. Now I'm thinking, oh, where's Steven? Steven's not around. Steven's like, I don't know, he's doing blow in the locker room, or he's doing an interview with E. I don't know where Steven is, but Steven ain't around. And he's yelling, Stephen, Baldwin, you're up. Get up there. So I grab a bat, and I go up to the guy, and I say, hey, doesn't look like Steven's here. How about I hit? And he says, sit down. And I say, well, I don't think the guy's here. And he's, Baldwin, where are you? I say, I don't think he's here, Coach. I got a bat right here. How about I hit? He says, sit down. I said, Coach, Stephen Baldwin, he's already hit today. He's already had a time at the plate. I've not been up yet, and doesn't look like I'm going to get up. How about I hit? Sit down, he says. So I say, hey, kiss my ass. And he says, what'd you say? And I don't know who this guy is, but apparently he's used to people being nice to him. And I said, hey, kiss my ass. He said, you want some of this? I said, I absolutely do. Bring it on. Bring it on. The guy was, I would have taken great pleasure in pummeling that guy's ass. I really would have. I really would have.
Question.
Yeah.
Were the guys on the bench watching all this go on?
Yes, they were. It was not a morale booster for the team. But Ann, seriously, I'm telling the story exactly how it unfurled. I've been at this goddamn Dodger Stadium since 8:15 in the morning taking batting practice. It's now 12:15, and I'm really flirting with just walking back into the into the showers.
I mean, it seems like this guy was taking this game so seriously. It doesn't really matter.
They do take it seriously,
wins.
and they took it very seriously, as was Adam taking it, by the way. But number two,
I wasn't taking the game serious. I just wanted to play.
Yeah, right, but the thing was cut short by an hour.
No, not an hour.
There should have been 3 more innings.
The game was supposed to start at 11, and it started like 11:35 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, it was cut short. But the irony of the whole thing is Baldwin, and I'm sure he'd tell you this if he was here, didn't have a whole ton of game. Not a slouch, but I think he either struck out or grounded out his first time up. And I probably had a little more bat in me than Baldwin did. But be that as it may, I hadn't batted yet. And there was 3 or 4 guys or 4 or 5 guys on our team that hadn't been up to the plate yet, and he was having the guys who'd hit already hit again, and they weren't good hitters.
So how did you end this thing? Did you actually get nose to nose with him?
Yeah, we got nose to nose, and I told him he can kiss my ass. And if he thinks if he's got a problem with that, bring it on.
And so
he starts looking around again, and he sends Morales in, Mucho Morales. What's the guy's name? He's the guy we had on LoveLine, had his own, on the TV show, had his theories about AIDS and that kind of stuff. That genius. Yeah. Isai Morales, right? Who you know well from La Bamba, 1974 movie. Played Richie Valens' brother, So he says, Morales, get in there, So Morales gets in there, and Morales promptly trickles one back to the pitcher that the pitcher all but underhands to the first baseman and throws him out. So I said, hey, Coach, nice call. That's strategy, brother. Now he's pissed. Now he comes back at me again. I say, hey, kiss my ass and bring it on. And so he starts going a little nuts. So I went over.
What did he say at that point? Get out of here.
I can't remember. He was just pissed. He was really, really pissed. He was pissed like a guy. He reminded me of like, I don't know, it's like some guy had hung out with Sinatra for too long or something. You say he's not used to having anyone say anything to him. But hey, this guy was a prick. I mean, I swear to God. I'm there to play in this celebrity game, and I want to get my hairy ass in the game.
All right.
So I went over to the opposing side there and hung out with the
Jimmy and Kimmel and I were hanging out.
Yeah, hung out with some of the guys from Arizona Diamondbacks and all that kind of stuff. And the team was a little freaked out, but I think they knew I was right, and I stick by it. I really do. I'm sure it'll be the last.
The story you heard about tomorrow night is how Adam discussed his masturbatory habits from national television audience at the Teen Choice Awards tonight.
All right,
look for that on August 16th.
Let's put that in a context, Drew.
That's tomorrow night.
Okay, we're giving out the best sex scene award for Christ's sake. What do they want? All right, so that was my weekend.
Okay.
All right, ready to go?
Yeah.
Nicholas?
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, about 3 weeks I noticed I had a hair growing out the tip of my penis, and It's actually growing out the hole in the tip. And I was wondering, do I need to get this checked out?
Yeah, I imagine that can happen, but I've certainly never seen that. It's just one hair?
Yeah.
That's strange. It makes me wonder if there's something else going on in there that's causing the hair to grow in an abnormal place, like a wart or something like that. Be that as it may, I certainly wouldn't do anything with it yourself, because yanking that out in that area not only can be terribly painful, it could get infected.
Yeah.
All right?
Now, wait a minute. Yank the thing out. What are you talking about, Drew? Drew, I have done almost what I would consider major surgery on myself over the years and have never had a problem.
Would you do this?
Well, here's the deal.
I'd yank the hair out of there. Of course I would.
Here's the deal. Well, the day that I had found it, I did pull it out, and it grew back.
Yeah. Something. How fast? Real fast?
It grew back in about 4 days.
Yeah, something may be going on there stimulating that, so I'd have it looked at, all right? Maybe nothing, maybe just a mole or something.
Okay, thanks.
But it's just abnormal enough that I would have it looked at.
Hold on a second. Nicholas?
Mm-hmm.
Are you able to look down the business end of your penis? I mean, can you shine a flashlight and take a look down there?
You have to invert the urethra.
Yeah, you can squeeze it off a little like one of those plastic change purses, right?
Yes.
And you shine a flashlight, you can probably see a half-inch down there on a good day.
Half-inch? A quarter-inch.
Listen, that's half-inch right there.
I don't know what yours. You got a trick penis.
Listen,
turns inside out.
This is not a science. I'm saying if I got a little penlight flashlight, held my penis up and squeezed it together a little bit and shined a light down there, I could probably see a half-inch down there.
Okay.
Maybe 3/8. I would look down there, see where it's growing from. See if you got a mole or something.
I don't have any other moles or any warts on my body.
All right, but you got hair growing out of your prick, Nicholas. So look down there, see what you can see.
Yeah, but how does he know what he's looking at? And get it checked out, all right? All right.
Listen.
I know you're the master surgeon. I understand that you've had great training. Most of it done on yourself, I understand.
That's right.
As with most of your life habits. But be that as it may, other people may not have those same skills.
Don't you want to look down there, see where it's growing from?
Your penis?
Jessica?
Hi.
You're 16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Okay. I'm going to get to this quickly. All right. I was at my friend's house, and I found out she was pregnant, okay?
How old is she?
She's 16, too, but her boyfriend's 23.
Beautiful.
Yeah. And, all right, well, she doesn't want the baby, and there's no way in hell that she's going to tell her parents.
Okay.
And, well, she's 4 months pregnant now, and her parents still don't know, okay? And she's planning on having the baby, but I don't think the baby's too healthy. She's not, eating properly. She's planning on having the baby, and her boyfriend's going to get rid of it for her.
How?
He's going to kill it.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy.
You got to stop this somehow.
I don't know. Her boyfriend found out that, I know, because he walked in while she was telling me.
First of all, when she's very pregnant, how is she going to hide this?
I don't know.
Does she weigh 300 pounds or something?
And she wears really baggy clothes, so. But I wouldn't be surprised if her parents didn't know.
How far along is she?
4 months.
This is the awful consequence of a world in which abortion is okay, I'm sorry to say. Because the logic is perfectly consistent, right? Well, what difference does it make if it's inside my uterus or outside? It's still my body, my thing. I do with it as I please.
Yeah.
I mean, no.
Oh, no? Hey, listen, I don't care that much. I really don't.
Yeah, but
it's not that big a deal to me. I know it sounds horrible, but there's if the kid's a day old or 7 months old, not a huge difference.
I said I'm completely against all this. I'm completely against abortion, but
good.
But yeah. Anyway, so her boyfriend found out that I know, and he said if I told anyone that he'd kill me too.
All right, that sounds good. Listen, I don't think this is going to happen because she's going to give birth in the hospital, right, Drew?
Is that true?
No.
No?
No. When she's going to go into labor or something, she's going to call her boyfriend, and he's going to take her somewhere to have the kid.
No, that's not going to happen.
Where is he going to take her?
I don't know. She wouldn't. He got extremely mad. She wasn't finished telling me everything, but I haven't seen her about a week and a half.
Right. And you know that childbirth is a very dangerous potential, certainly in bad.
Listen, he's not doing this. He's not doing this.
No.
You can't. He's not going to do that.
Well, is there somewhere I can call or something? I mean, well, it's not like I can exactly go to the police and be like,
Yeah,
hey,
I'm going to give you a hotline number. It's 1-800
Okay.
843 5200.
5200.
843-5200 and get some advice about this. I don't see how you could not do something myself, although I'm certain you have to take into consideration how much risk you're putting yourself in the way of.
Yeah. You think these two are going to be together in 5 months?
Not.
When?
Of course not.
No. I mean, this plan is never going to happen.
Oh, I see. I mean,
I'm saying it's not going to happen. He's not going to call the guy in 5 months. He's going to rush over and say, "You're going to have your baby out in this wood shed or the old the abandoned mine shaft."
The problem is both mom and baby will die then.
Right. Well, I understand we have to do something. I'm just telling you this is never going to happen.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah, but think of the kind of despicable. All right.
Hey, he's a horrible guy. There's no doubt about it. All right. And, I'd love to talk to her parents. Where the hell, Drew? Who are we going to sell for we go
Karen
here? Karen? She's over here then, huh? Yeah. Karen?
Hi.
You're 20.
Yep.
What's happening?
Okay, well, like last night, my boyfriend and I had sex for our first time together, and he hit a spot, and I suddenly felt like numbness, like overpowering. It's just really wow, and then I threw up.
Mm-hmm.
Where was the numbness?
In my whole body. It just went all over, but it was mainly in my stomach area.
Yeah, but he hit a spot?
Yeah.
Okay.
Where was the spot?
Inside.
Okay.
Yeah, but it was good. It's whoa.
Okay. And then you threw up?
And then I threw up.
Fantastic. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Yeah. That's it's considered in many Asian cultures, Drew.
Yeah.
That's considered polite society. You know what I mean?
To vomit after orgasm.
Vomit after orgasm. Do you know that?
I'm learning things tonight.
Yeah, so big cultural differences. All right, Karen, hang on. We'll get to the bottom of your vomit after this.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back.
It's not hard to swallow. We've got a frog in our throat.
Lick it up.
It's LoveLine.
WEBN.
I was thinking about those.
All right.
Big discussion about that last call. Not the last one, but the one about the...
Yeah. Ann's thing was it happens all the time. My thing was it happened once 5 years ago.
Well, regardless, it has happened, and it has to be taken seriously. It's like any other very serious threat.
Well, how do you take it seriously? Just tell them to call the cops, right?
Well, we
call
can't
number.
call some number. We can't tell that girl to call the police because then we're putting her life in danger, theoretically. We don't know how bad of a guy this is.
Well, we know he's not a great guy. He's at least average to below average, I would say. I just think the chances of this guy coming back around in 5 months when she's ready to give birth and taking her out to the woodshed is slim to none. It may still happen. And, hey, to me, if she's going to go out to the woodshed and they're going to toss a kid in the lake, that's just Darwin at work there. I hate to sound horrible and cruel, but listen, think about it. You know what I mean? I mean, anybody, I got this thing with the family. If you want to kill your parents or if you parents, you want to drown your 1-week-old, have at it. I mean it. I really do. I don't blame the Menendez boys. I really don't. I don't. Listen, their folks raised 2 people and decide it'd be a good idea to shoot them. That takes care of itself. You ask me. Drew, here's my point. You got the triplets.
Mm-hmm.
What if 15 years from now they'd be in their early 20s, right?
Mm-hmm.
15 years from now, all of them got together and said, "I'll tell you what. I'm going to buy a shotgun. We're going to head in the room. We're going to blow mom and dad's head off." Wouldn't you just figure maybe you had something to do with that?
Yeah.
Nature or nurture? Whose fault is it?
Yeah.
Either way, it's your fault. You screwed up.
Well, that would be a different situation than killing or drowning your, 5-day-old.
That is a different situation, but
I mean, that's a horrible thing.
It's not a good thing. It really isn't a good thing. I'm with you. I really don't. I don't look at it as is night and day different than a third or second trimester abortion.
That's the
especially
problem.
thord. It's
That's
not
the
night and
problem.
day.
That's why,
it's worse.
That's why they do this sort of thing. Is that they don't see any difference.
No, they do it because they're idiots. What do you mean? Why?
Yeah, but that's what allows them that logic.
Well, hold on. I'm going to use your logic. Let's just say that the fact that abortions are legal and used quite often in this country, according to your logic, opens the door to this kind of stuff. It happens twice a year. Is that a big door opening? Do you think if it had any discernible effect on this, it would happen 500 times a year?
I don't know what the data is. You hear about it in the press once a year. I don't know what the actual data is.
Well, you hear about it when it happens, I'm assuming.
You hear about when people are caught.
Okay, let me ask you this, though, Drew, and don't hide behind your data. Do you think this is a problem?
Yes.
It's a problem. This happens quite a bit in our society.
I don't know that for a fact. I don't know. Of course,
you don't know because it's not a problem. This is not a problem.
I'm reluctant to say it is because most of my impression comes from the press, and I know that's the wrong way to get an impression.
No, it happens. People kill their 2-year-olds. They kill their 6-month-olds. They do this all the time. But these, I would argue, are screwed up people. And these people are going to do screwed up things regardless of what's legal and what's not legal. I'm just saying there's millions upon millions of people who don't kill their infants, even though abortion is legal, and 2 out of every 200 million do something. You can't chalk that up to.
All right, let's get the calls.
I think. Okay, so
you're making your point.
Thank you very much, Karen.
Hi.
You're 20.
Yes.
This was the vomit after
orgasm.
Did you have an orgasm?
I think that was one.
You just had something that felt good, and you became numb all over your body.
Just in that region, and then like my stomach and my legs kind of just tensed up, and then went real numb, like real relaxed. And it was, I hadn't experienced that before.
I got a theory. Don't you think she just had that hyperventilated and
something like that?
Got nauseous?
That's what I'm trying to figure out. There's a couple things that occur to me. One is that there's something like an infection or something that he is causing to break loose or pressing on, causing some sort of disturbance of the autonomic nervous system, or whatever he did stimulated caused her heart rate to slow down, and so she sort of almost went unconscious, or this is just her first orgasm and she hyperventilated.
Let me do even a little more legwork. He pumped 14 wine coolers into her in order to get her in the jacuzzi, and that didn't help matters either. Karen?
No.
Did you have anything to drink?
No, I did not.
Nothing?
Nothing.
No, didn't smoke any weed, do any coke, nothing?
No, I don't do any of that stuff.
Were you dizzy or anything when this happened?
Mm-mm.
How long after the event did you vomit?
Probably about maybe 10, 15 seconds.
So almost immediately.
Have you had other orgasms?
If I did, I didn't know.
Do you have pelvic exams regularly?
Mm-hmm.
And everything's okay?
Yeah.
All right. What do you do for your next one?
Actually, I just had one about 2 weeks ago.
All right. So it is something about the intensity of experience you had. Maybe you didn't hyperventilate.
I'm guessing she just hyperventilated, got excited.
Yeah.
Once in a while, you throw up anyway.
What do you mean?
I just mean maybe it's not always necessarily connected to what was going on. Maybe you weren't in such a good way, and then you got in the car and you started driving, and that put you over the edge.
10 seconds after her orgasm.
Well, I'm saying...
Was she driving?
No. I'm saying... Here's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Maybe she wouldn't have thrown up if she was just lying there in bed watching TV.
Right.
But maybe she was a little bit closer to it because of something she ate or what have you anyway. And then she started hyperventilating.
Maybe.
And then kapow. Justin.
Yeah.
Kabong, you're 16.
Yeah.
Remember El Kabong?
Oh, yeah.
He was Quickstraw McGraw, hit you on the head with the guitar.
Quickstraw's other ego. Also.
Yeah. Boy, that was funny to me. I really loved that when I was a kid. El Kabong. Justin?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're too young to remember El Kabong.
No, he's still on Cartoon Network. He's on Cartoon Network alive and well.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
I got to watch that. All right, what's going on there?
Well, this is more of a question for Adam. I was over at a party, right, with my friend Rich's. And me and my girlfriend were getting it on, you know. We go into his room, he said it was cool and all. We started making out, right? And right before we got in bed, right, I had to go to the bathroom. So I said, chill out real quick. I went to the bathroom, right? I was coming back out. I was all ready. And she's in bed with my friend. My best friend, who I've been friends with for like 3 years.
Perfectly normal, perfectly healthy, right, Drew? You went to the bathroom for a minute? You got home?
It was like a minute. It's like, what, he like walked in, like took off his clothes like Superman and jumped in bed with her. It was like...
At his house?
No, it's not at his house. This is my friend. I don't want to give his name off, though. This is my friend Richard's house.
Yeah. Didn't you already say it was at Richard's house?
Richard's.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. You're pretty good about, hey, don't go to work for the government. Just
Hey, is Rich the guy that got in with your girlfriend?
No.
That was a friend's house. His name is not going to give out.
Yeah, it was at my friend's house, but my best friend was there.
Right.
He walked in and just did it right there.
He just
was, like, really drunk, and she was really drunk.
Had sex with her right there.
Yeah, and I when I walked in there, I couldn't even take it. I just took off out the door and just left.
Hold on a second.
Why don't I believe this?
I don't believe it at all.
Not at all.
I just don't believe it.
It just doesn't fit for it. Just doesn't. I don't feel anything for the guy.
Well, not only I don't feel anything, but mathematically, it doesn't sound right.
Yeah,
me and my girlfriend, we're getting it on. We're about to get it on. I got to go use the bathroom, so I get up, walk to the bathroom, take a quick leak.
Yeah.
80 seconds later, I open the door. He's naked. He's on top of her. He's going at her. And I watch for a while, then I just leave.
That's not the way these things happen, Justin. Nice try.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Let's just say it did. All right, don't talk to the guy, don't talk to the girl.
That's it. They did your lesson. Watch it. We'd have to talk about the kinds of choices he makes, but that's that.
Right. Okay. Now, if there was an hour and a half in between the time you went to go to the bathroom and came back, you passed out in the tub or something, I could see that. Either way, it doesn't matter. She's not your girlfriend anymore. He's not your best friend anymore. Carrie.
Yeah?
You're 17.
Okay. Okay. My brother-in-law just went into rehab recently, and he's also like my dad.
What?
Okay. Last September, I moved into my sister and her husband's house. And because me and my dad don't get along at all. And my dad lives with my other sister. So, well, my brother's been like a crackhead since he's 13. And he just recently went into rehab. He's been in and out of rehabs, but now he's in like the one in Pennsylvania.
Your brother or your brother-in-law?
My brother-in-law.
Has been on crack since he's 13.
Yeah.
Is your dad an alcoholic?
Yeah.
Surprise.
My whole family is screwed.
Right.
So, I don't know. It's like my sister won't tell me anything. I was at the beach when it happened.
When what happened?
When he left. Sometimes he'll leave for like a week at a time.
Well, he's been a crack addict for 10 years, right?
Yeah. And she married him knowing this was going on, you know?
Well, I know, because that was what the attraction was.
Right.
Your dad was an addict.
Yeah.
Right.
But it's like, he'll do it in front of me sometimes, and like she acts like nothing goes on.
Well, your sister is a awful, raging codependent. So what's your question?
Well, she acts like nothing happens. She acts like...
Well, that's the only way she can manage what she's dealing with.
Well, she says she can't help him.
Well, that's true.
They don't have kids, do they?
Yeah, she has a son.
Oh, man. All right, here's what she has to do. Basically, are you living with them now?
Yeah.
Well, he's in rehab now, right?
Yeah. I think he's coming home in like 2 weeks.
Well, it's basically none of your business on one level.
But the thing is they're supposed to be like
I understand that. So here's what should be happening. One is she should be going to all the family sessions at his rehab unit.
She's going this weekend.
Okay. You should be going too. Although she may want to go first and get involved in some things so she feels comfortable opening up before you get there.
Oh, she already went to one.
All right, but the point is, it's best for the patient if all the important people in that person's life participate in the treatment. It's essential that she participate in the treatment, that she go to Al-Anon. You can do the same thing, and that will help.
Okay. And what's wrong with a society where we sterilize these crazy bitches? Do you know what I'm saying?
You're on a rampage tonight, just because the coach pissed you off.
What's wrong with that? Do you agree that she should be sterilized? That these two shouldn't be having any more kids?
No, he shouldn't. I don't know about her yet.
All right, let's do him then.
All right.
Whatever. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why do we got the government involved in everything but the good stuff?
The important stuff.
The important stuff. I'm on month number 9 with my garage. Got nowhere. Everyone's having crack kids. Jonathan.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh, we didn't talk to you. Yeah. So you're about to go down on a girl and you noticed boils on her thighs?
Yeah. I was just wondering, like, what it was, like, what kind of disease it is, something. It's like, they're like...
Should we go to break or shall I answer this?
Well, hold on. I think leprosy, right, Drew? No? No. On her inner thighs?
Yeah.
Was she a big gal?
No.
Huh?
No.
No?
Not really.
You know, sometimes the thighs rub together, things get a little irritated, you know?
Yep.
Could have been that.
It could just be boils on her thighs. People get infected hair follicles and little cysts that can get nasty, and that's the way it is. It's normal.
How many did she have, Jonathan?
She had a lot. They're like 3 big ones and like a couple of small ones.
Mm-hmm. And were those... This is going to be tough because I can never talk to our listeners. But
there's a lot of small ones.
Were they up high like bikini area irritation from shaving, or were they down low like in the middle of her thigh?
Like bikini area. They're like.
I knew this would be impossible, by the way. I thought, you know what, I'm going to try. I'm going to try to ask one of our bonehead listeners a question, but it's never going to work.
Because
is it up high, like where the bikini area is, like from shaving, or is it down toward the middle of her thigh?
That's where the bikini area is.
All right, so it's
ingrown hairs.
It's nothing. They can get pretty infected, though, so it's nothing.
Okay.
All right, Jonathan.
Although there is something called molluscum contagiosum that can look like that too. So
that ain't it. You know what goes on with women in the bikini area?
Pray tell, what goes on?
I'm going to tell everybody the same thing that goes on with me and my beard.
Your neck.
My neck.
Yeah.
Because
you still have, even with that laser application?
Payback time for the broads. See, women, they have that silky, smooth hair on top of their head, but down below, they got the Brillo. Now, I got the Brillo on top and downstairs. I got the Brillo everywhere, you see? And so women, when they shave that bikini line down there, if they were just shaving the hair that they got on the top of their head, for instance, if you took a woman and shaved up around her sideburn or back of her head or something, it wouldn't get that because that's the good hair. But they're shaving the Brillo hair and that coarse, thick, the black man's hair. And that's the hair that gets the follicles infected.
Yeah.
And that's what I got on my neck. That's my curse. See, you guys at least got it where people don't see it. Yeah.
Your head of hair feels the same as your pubic hair?
It's not a whole lot different, no.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, you want to feel it?
Brutal.
On your head, yeah.
No, I mean, like the hair that grows in on my beard is like what, if I grew my beard out and you dropped your pants, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Let's go to break, shall we?
Why is his mouth sideways? All right, we'll take a little break, then we'll come back.
Adam and Dr. Drew will be right back on LoveLine in just a minute or two. Call 1-800-LOVE-191.
Radio that keeps you up at night. It's LoveLine, only on
All right, it is LoveLine. The great Gary Marshall will be in here tomorrow night. We'll talk to him, see if I can work my way into another one of his movies, or actually into one of them.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Well, I meant another one of
his.
His, yeah. I said it right, but you knew what I meant. But he's got this Julia Roberts, Richard Gere thing coming out. He
was happy with it.
He was?
Yeah, he said the opening was good.
Oh, yeah? Yeah, well, how can you go wrong? You got Julia Roberts, and in terms of box office, at least, still could suck. But you got Julia Roberts and Richard Gere,
right?
Redoing the what the hell is that other Pretty Woman thing? Yeah, Yeah.
Surprised it took this long to be redone.
I don't understand, though. I'll ask Gary Marshall this. I don't want to piss him off. But, hey, if you're Julia Roberts and you got $1 million, I was going to say million, and you got $1 billion in the bank, and you've already done Pretty Woman and all that stuff, I don't know. Why bother? That's my take. I can't wait to make some money and stay home. Regina?
Regina.
Yeah, it could be Regina.
No, it's Regina.
All right, smartass. What's going on?
Well, I have a question regarding that one guy that called earlier with the warts. How do you get rid of those?
The warts?
No, not the warts.
The little wart thingies?
Yeah, not the warts, but the bikini bumps.
Right.
The ingrown hair?
Yeah.
You have waxings or epilite or something where you have the hair removed without a blade.
Right.
All right, let me give you a few tips because for once, there's something other than life in general that I know more about Drew than.
Hair.
You can, yes, hair and the follicle and how that works and the ingrown hairs. All right, you ready?
Yeah.
There's this stuff, it's called, I think, bump off. It's black guys use it down there. You work, not down there, they use it on their neck, you know. Black guys always get that ingrown hairs on their neck. Same thing I got because we got the same hair. That's why the brothers dig me. I don't know if you knew that, Drew. But there's stuff called bump off. There's a few items that are made for this that they have. If you go into the pharmacy or the drugstore and you hit you just follow the scent of that Afro Sheen and you'll find it. You got to go into the section for the brothers.
Okay.
You get that, and you put that stuff on down there. That helps you out. Also, that Oxy 10, I'm telling you, that stuff works pretty good, too.
What about having the hair removed?
What, you mean like waxed or something?
Wax or the laser?
Yeah, have the laser.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know. When you wax, I don't know when it grows back, if it still does anything or not.
When you wax, doesn't it, hurt?
Yes. But don't those bumps hurt, too?
Well, yeah.
No, they don't.
Shaving hurts. That irritation after shaving.
Right, yeah, that itching part.
That's why people do those waxes.
All right.
God, okay. Thank you.
Hey, you're 30.
Yeah.
Gina, where you been? Been in Europe or something?
You don't live near the coasts by any chance?
No.
No.
Yeah, you're inland, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. You don't even have a swimming pool, do you?
No.
in the county.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can tell the folks that don't spend a lot of time in a bikini. Where do you live?
I live by Modesto.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Thanks.
That's good. Hey, listen. Nothing wrong with that.
No.
She never has to deal with it.
Right.
Valerie?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi. My mom was diagnosed with lipodystrophy.
Yeah.
Right. I don't really know what it is. The doctors around here, they're not really sure. I was just wondering if Drew knew anything about it.
How is it manifesting?
It's just like she lost all the fat in her arms and her legs. They're real thin.
Huh. Is she having motor problem where she can't propagate her limbs in space?
No, she has carpal tunnel, but
lipoid dystrophy, as I recall, is some sort of inborn error of metabolism. I don't know if it's heritable. I've never seen a case. It's a neurologic disease, whereas I recall there's a buildup of these byproducts of metabolism in the muscle and nerve. And
what's the lipo? Fat?
Yeah, but it's lipoid dystrophy, as I remember right. And it's a very rare condition.
Yeah.
It's I guess an error of fat metabolism, perhaps. But
do you know if it's treatable?
You know what? You're asking the wrong guy. I've never seen a case of this. I've certainly heard the name. I studied it in second-year medical school, and that's the last time I saw it. So I'm sorry. I don't know more than the guys around your area. I would check out the internet.
Okay.
And see if you get some information about it. But
yeah, that's pretty good, right?
Can you do that? Valerie?
Huh?
Can you check out the internet?
My mom did, when she first got it, and she didn't find a whole lot about it.
Yeah, it's a pretty rare condition.
Is there a college nearby? Not a junior college?
UC Davis.
Is she going to go up there and get checked out?
No.
Why not?
She's at the military hospital right here.
And they won't let her go to the university?
I don't think so.
Well, if they don't seem to know anything at the military hospital, maybe she should go to UC Davis.
Okay.
All right, that'd be the best thing, because this is the kind of thing that a community hospital would rarely see. Okay?
Okay.
All right.
All right, Valerie.
Bye.
Good luck to you and your mom.
Okay, thanks.
All right. You know, I almost went to UC Davis, by the way, Drew.
Really? They wanted you to play football, right?
That's right. I wasn't stupid enough to do that, though. I had a date with a carpet wand. Oh, yeah. Shannon.
Hello.
You're 24.
I am.
What's going on?
I was curious how to, like, as an adult, navigate dealing with my mom and all of her, like, emotional and relationship issues when she calls me for help.
Yeah, don't talk to her. That's what I do.
What's the matter with her?
She's just always had, like, chaotic relationships, and problems with men. She's dating her ex-husband.
And she's still parentalizing you?
Yeah, well, she expects me to be the parent. Okay. I wasn't sure what...
no, that's all right.
Has it always been that way with you and her?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. It's a very hard role for you to break out of, I'm sure, because that's been the nature of who you've grown up into, is your mom's mom. But
exactly.
I'm sure that this has caused a great deal of discomfort for you, and probably there's a lot of rage and resentment at her not being available to meet your needs when you needed them.
That's strange. I was feeling all of that rage this evening, which is why I called.
Yeah, and can you express any of that to your mom?
I've started and I've tried. My fear is that she'll have my brother take her side.
Yeah.
And I will lose control.
Right.
I will lose access to my nieces.
Okay, and not an unrealistic concern, because your mom. Well, listen, mom is mom. Mom's not going to change. Her expressing herself is not going to change what mom's all about.
But listen, let me tell you how to handle this, Shannon.
Okay.
I'm telling you, I hate to sound cold, but this is the only way you can go through life. It really is. Tell people what you want. Tell them what you don't want. Explain to them.
I tried that. That doesn't
All right,
work.
then that's it. You cut them off. You cut them off.
I'm not worried about cutting her off. I'm worried about cutting my niece.
Yeah.
Well, that's between you, your brother, and his wife.
An alternative.
And you have to deal with that.
An alternative is for you to get some therapy, so you have an
I'll start that on Wednesday.
Good, because you'll have an alternative way of you'll have an alternative way of getting through these feelings, so you can manage your mom without abandoning yourself.
And listen, here's the deal too. Like I said, I may just be in prick mode today, but if your brother is listening to your mother, and when you call up and say, "Listen, I'd like to be a part of my niece's and nephew's life," and he says, "Screw you, Mama said not to talk to me," well, then scratch him off the list too. I don't know what else to say.
Yeah, but then the kids lose out. No, I understand.
Well,
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just one of those. It's the way it works.
There is something to that advice, Adam.
Yeah, that's why you gotta have friends. Okay, take a break. We'll be back.
Loveline is coming back. Call 1-800-LOVE-191. Operators are standing by. Loveline will be back in a minute.
Yep, it's Loveline. We're going to take a quick 10-second timeout, and we'll be back with more of the show in just 10 seconds.
This is Loveline on
radio station.
It is Loveline. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. Phone number 1-800-LOVE-191. And it's time to get back to the phones. Richard.
Hello.
Hello.
How you guys doing?
Good. You're 27. What's going on?
Well, I'm calling for my girlfriend. We just got a kind of a question here. Her nipples seem to be connected to her clitoris. Every time we have sex,
connected?
Like I don't even have to touch anything but her nipples.
Oh, really? That's
yeah, it's pretty amazing, actually.
Short day's work. I like that.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
But you know, it's
going to be difficult when she comes of child-rearing age.
Yeah, it's going to be weird in the restaurant when she starts breastfeeding and orgasming at the same time. Meanwhile, I can't smoke in there.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So it's like going through her panties, getting her boobs sucked on. I got to stand out in the terrace.
Exactly. Well, she's already past that, but
has it been since she's had a child that this happened?
I'm not sure.
Has she always been this way?
Let me think. I've only been dating her for a couple years, but since we've been together, well, she hasn't had an orgasm since she met me, and she was like married for like 17 years.
Nice. That's my man. The buck stops with Richard.
Wait, this all the numbers all of a sudden.
It's getting screwy here.
Yeah.
She hasn't had an orgasm
since she met me.
And then how do you
with you?
With me. I'm sorry.
She hasn't had an orgasm with you.
No, she. Oh God.
Not before you.
Right.
Good angle.
Well, that was her
like
angle.
that.
Yeah.
I wish I had a girlfriend and thought of that.
Yeah. Nobody ever dared touch her nipples before that.
All right.
The only question is just.
And why was she? How old is she?
She's 35.
Married 17 years.
Yeah.
Plus 2 with you, 19.
Yeah.
Married at 16.
No, she could have been married. Oh, I see. Yeah. Married at 16?
No, she got married at 19. Oh no, she.
All right, let's not sweat the details. Yeah, what is it with the nipples, Drew? And why is this a problem, Richard?
Oh, it's not a problem at all.
All right.
Well, I actually was worried that there might be some endocrine disturbance. Whether or not she's always been this way. Could this be some sort of hyperstimulation from God knows what, some pituitary tumor or something? It just concerns me that it's well above average, and you wonder if it's biologically based. If she has always been this way, she's one of those interesting people.
Maybe she's always had an endocrine problem.
No, it would have shown itself by now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Well, is it worth checking it out?
If it's a new thing, yeah.
All right,
absolutely.
so if it's new, check it out.
Yeah, especially even if it's new since childbirth, I would just check it out.
Okay. Zach?
Hello?
I don't know why we're talking. Oh, I want to talk to Zach. Zach?
Yeah.
You're 26.
Yes.
Yeah, what's going on?
Well, let's see. This started about 2 weeks ago, right? I got this like lump or something like in between. I guess you would call your scrotum and your I guess your ass.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Very creative words. I guess you'd call it that.
That little piece of skin down there.
Yeah.
In between there, it like swelled up, and I had it for like a couple of days, and then it went away. So I wasn't really worried about it, but then it came right back, and it like swelled up worse and worse and worse, and it got real swelled up and real sore, and it hurts really bad. And well, last night though I was at work though, and it like popped, and like busted or something.
Nice.
And I had like, all this like pus and stuff. I mean, I know it sounds really gross, but it like popped in my underwear and it was like all in there and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's not as bad, but it's still sore.
All right, sure. Hold on.
Yeah.
It's just really scaring me.
Carbuncle. I had one. Same place.
Why did you in scrotum in
between on the border of Annisburg and Scrotumville? Yeah, they both fought over it, claimed it as their own. Like the Statue of Liberty. It was New Jersey and New York both claim it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hatfields and the McCoys.
That's right. Yeah, I had one. Lansdowne.
Not there, not between your legs.
Yeah.
More near Annisburg.
Had two in my life.
Yeah.
One, well, let's see. I guess I was living at home. I must have been 18. One 18 and a half, maybe 19, down around right on the border of, like I said, Annisburg and Scrotumville.
That's where Zach's is.
That's where the one was, and then later on in life, I must have been like 30. I remember I was teaching boxing. I couldn't teach a class. My ass hurt too much.
Yeah, that's why
the other one was right a lot closer to Annisburg than Scrotumville.
Is that the one you lanced?
I lanced both of them. Hell yes, I lanced them.
God.
Oh, the humanity.
It worked like a charm. The only tough part is getting to it.
All right.
I used, and listen, if anyone's squeamish, they may want to just sit down and turn the radio down at this point. But I swear to God, I used a mirror and a flashlight, and I was reflecting the flashlight off the mirror so I could see my ass. You know how the allegedly the
Thomas Edison?
Egyptians would get light into the center of the pyramid by a long row of mirrors going back and forth? That's how I got light into my ass. And lance that mother. Yeah.
What causes it?
Well, there are a number of different things that can. In Adam's case, he believes it was a carbuncle, which means it's like a boil, something in your skin that forms, like a hair follicle or something that gets infected.
Yeah.
The thing is, though, in that area, you can get fistulas. These are. That's probably what you had, Adam. These are sinus tracts that come out of your colon and erode through to the skin, and these actually need to be looked at by a surgeon.
Sinus tracts,
little sort of ancillary little burrows that get dug through, to the skin.
Yeah,
and they need to be looked into.
This didn't seem to come from the inside out, though. This seemed to be on the skin.
Yeah, but it's almost impossible to tell the difference.
All right, but I lanced the thing 15 years ago.
It hasn't come back. I understand, and that's probably adequate. But Zach, this is there are various kinds of fistulas, and there's various kinds of things like this that can sort of be caused by other medical conditions, and so it's important you have somebody look at it. Also, is going to probably require some antibiotics, and it may require some surgical debridement and packing and all that good stuff.
Please, I just lance mine, get the flashlight, the mirror, 40-ouncer out, and a pin, and go to town. I've done a lot of work on myself, Drew. I really have.
I am just ecstatic about that.
Thank God I didn't go to the doctor. I'd be up on the stirrups with the guy like nurse. Could you hold the scrotum out of the way? We got to get in there. Oh, Jesus. You couldn't tip a guy enough for that.
Where's the penis?
It's out in the car, Doc. Come on. Yeah, it was beautiful. I got to tell you, the only bad part is I rubbed Preparation H on it for a goddamn week because somebody told me. I said actually, it was my buddy Ray. I said, hey, I didn't have a doctor. I didn't have insurance or anything. I said, my ass is killing me. He said, you got a hemorrhoid.
Yeah, it could be a hemorrhoid too.
I said, well, I never had a hemorrhoid. Well, you got one now. He was so excited over the notion that I had a hemorrhoid. And I was thinking, well, my ass is killing me. I must be a hemorrhoid, although I hadn't had one before. But I figured, I was lifting weights or something. I must have done something. And so I'm rubbing Preparation H on my ass for a good week, and I'm going, this stuff does not do jack.
Well, not for a thrombosed hemorrhoid or a fistula or a...
No, kind of
abscess, abscesses and things for him. All kinds of good stuff. It's a very not so clean area.
Oh, really? Yeah, no kidding. So one is, especially on me, one is 5 years in the grave, and another's got almost 15 years in the grave. So I'm feeling pretty good about my ass about now. Know what I'm saying?
You sure talk about it a lot.
Yeah, thank you. Never had a hemorrhoid, Never been constipated either, by the way. I'm good ass. Melissa?
Yeah?
You're 18.
Yeah, I am.
What's
Okay,
happening?
I kind of have a complicated thing here for you guys. I'm hoping you guys can maybe help me out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I've recently, about 6 months ago, I've gotten into a relationship with a girl.
Mm-hmm.
It was my first one and everything, and I'm really in love, but it came about in kind of an odd way.
How?
And, okay, what happened was, about a year ago, we, kind of experimented, I don't even know. I can't really remember what happened, but it wasn't a big deal. And we talked about it, and we're like, okay, we're not, we're not lesbians or anything. So we stopped. We didn't do anything for 6 months. And then we were around, this guy, was like, oh, you guys should kiss. It was at a party, we were pretty drunk, and they're like, yeah, you guys should kiss or whatever. So we did. And, we liked it, and we talked about, we're like, oh, it's just because a guy was watching, oh, it was exciting. And so then, a couple other times, these guys would be all, go kiss again, at different parties, and we would just, kiss, and it was, no big deal. It wasn't, anything sexual. And then, it kind of got to be where, I started to care about her. Mm-hmm. And one day she just said, oh, well, I've never really liked the guy. I've never really been with one I've cared about. I really love you, and it's, all these things she was telling me, and I was like, oh, and I was kind of feeling them too, and so we've been together ever since, and I've had boyfriends and all, and I've never cared about them like her, and I had never had an orgasm until I'd been with her.
Yeah, all right.
And so I think, and we talked about this yesterday, and I was telling her, I was like, I don't know if I'm a lesbian or anything, because I was raised in a very Catholic family, and this has never occurred to me,
Yeah, interesting. Well, you sound pretty comfortable with it.
Yeah, I am. I've never had a problem with it. I don't really know people like that, but I've never had a problem with it. But it's just kind of freaked me out a little that, I'm so in love with her. And
yeah. Well, let's just say you're a lesbian for now. All right?
Oh.
All right, that's all right.
Yeah, because that's like what she's been telling me, because like she thinks that I'm going to grow out of it, and like we got in an argument about it because she's not like really secure in how I feel about her.
Well, it sounds like you aren't secure with this as a life choice.
Yeah, that's
That
what I'm...
you have sort of other things that you imagine yourself involved with, like sort
penis.
of your previous notion of what a nuclear family was, right?
Yeah, and it's like I don't really have a problem with like gays and lesbians. I don't, but I've never been with a guy that
Right, but maybe you're gay. Maybe that's it. Maybe you have to learn to come to terms with the fact that your life is going to be different than you thought it was going to be. Maybe this is something you're going to grow out. Maybe you need to make some choices that are tough choices to make. Yeah, but you're not going to make them tonight. You're 18,
relax. Well, listen, all you screwy 18-year-olds, you don't have to make any decisions for another 10 years. You really don't. Just relax, everybody. Yeah, you're with a woman. She likes you. You like her. Don't question it for now. It's funny. Something I've been thinking about lately. I think we were talking about it last week. I don't know, but women really they have a bad experience with a guy, and they get off guys.
Mm-hmm.
Women treat guys like some people treat tequila or sushi.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they have it, they have a bad night, they throw up, or they get some food poisoning or whatever, and they're like, nah, I'm done with that for a while. Feh. And, somebody, they drink a bunch of tequila and they vomit all night or something. They may not be with the tequila again for another year. You get hold of some bad sushi or something, you may not ever eat it again. Women get that way with guys. They get a bad guy or a couple of bad dates or a couple bad boyfriends, and that's it. Feh. They're on to something else. Guys, we don't think that way. We're in it for the long haul, ladies. I wish you'd think about your commitment to us. Monica?
Hello.
You're 20.
Yes. My question was to Dr. Drew. I was with a guy for 2 years, and he was like my first boyfriend and my first. And the thing is, we broke up. It's been about 5 months, and I got over him. And then the thing is, it's like he calls me, and then he expects me to always be there. He expects when he calls me that, okay, I'm going to be right there, and we're going to go out to the movies, come back over here, and make out. And then he won't call me for another about 2 or 3 weeks.
Why do you make yourself available when he calls?
It's because I feel like I don't... Because I don't know, I feel like I need him for some reason.
So it has nothing to do with him.
Yeah.
It's about you.
And the thing is, too, is that we have a godchild together, and we baptized the baby, and so that's kind of hard for me, too, because I'm always constantly seeing him at get-togethers, and it's so hard for me,
Hold on a second. What do you mean you have a godchild together?
Okay, well, we baptized the baby together.
Whose baby?
It's his best friend's baby.
All right, that's his godchild. You're the old girlfriend.
Yeah, but still, I'm not going to diss my godchild just because...
It's not your godchild. Just
it is my godchild. We baptized together. I'm the Nina. They chose me as the Nina.
I don't care if you're the Pinto and the Santa Maria.
You just need to not be around that child and that family at the same time. That's all, period.
Listen.
They have to cooperate with that.
Hold on a second. You went along for the ceremony, but this is your ex's best friend. He and fill in the blank, whoever he happens to be with, is the godparents of the kid, not his old girlfriend. It's his best friend.
Okay, I understand you.
I mean,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And so...
I know, but hold on a second. You're doing a lot of clinging here with we got a godchild to think about.
You're making all kinds of excuses to try to keep this thing together. It is gone.
And the reason why it didn't work out was because all he wanted to do was like go to the movies and stay home. And I'm the type, I want to go, out camping. I want to go ice skating.
Baptizing, whatever.
You guys aren't meant for each other, and it's over. And he comes back for sort of a servicing once in a while, but he is gone. Yeah. He is done. And you need to protect yourself from this so you have a chance to get over this relationship.
But you're not over it. I mean, you're in it.
Of course not. You're still completely in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You got to get out of it.
You got to give yourself a
so the thing is, how do I get over
6
it?
months with no 6 months.
Accept his phone calls?
Yes. 6 months with no contact.
Really?
Absolutely.
And is there a such thing as friends?
Not for the not
your ex-boyfriend?
and not for at least 12 months. And even then, it's risky.
Because it's like, even when I go out to clubs, it's like I'm so picky when it comes to guys.
Okay, that's fine.
That's fine.
Don't go out to clubs even. Do something else. Meet guys other
Well,
ways.
do all that camping and ice skating you love so much.
Right.
I like to get this guy's phone number. He say he just likes to stay home.
That's all he does. He just wants to like stay home and for some
This could
reason.
be your.
This could be my gay partner.
Yeah, this could be
my life partner. What kind of shape's this young guy in?
And for some reason, I just feel like I still love him, and I think
We got that, Monica.
hold
We
on.
understand that.
2 minutes ago, you're over the guy.
Yeah, it was his clinging. He's calling me back and making me go out with him.
Now you're in love with him.
You must stop, Monica.
Hold on. Why stop? Maybe you guys get back together.
He is not in love with you, Monica.
How do you know? Who broke up with who?
Well, we both decided at the same time that it just wasn't working. He just
Oh, that's
wanted to
it.
do his thing, and I wanted to.
Monica,
Yes.
he's Don, right? Is that right? He wanted to see other girls and stuff?
Well, I don't want him to see other.
Monica, why did he want to break up? Of course, that's why he wanted to break up.
Yeah, man.
Denial.
Man, I wish I had some chicks who weren't into me as much as Monica claims not to be into her ex-boyfriend.
Oh, wow.
Jesus. Started off with 6 months ago, I was completely over the guy.
He keeps calling me back to make him go out to movies.
Yeah, hold on. I got to light the candle for the shrine. Wow. So, yeah, I'll tell you, whenever I broke up with someone, whenever someone broke up with me, man, that was it. They were done. I'm one of these guys apparently you get your fill pretty quick with, and there's nothing left to examine. It's like they're just, like...
I think you dragged a couple of them back in. Their lifeless carcasses back into your home. And then they regained consciousness and kicked the crap out of you and left you.
Yeah, that was really only one. I mean, I was really only able to talk one of them into it. I'm not
and
like...
you started your ass right up again, didn't you?
Oh, yeah, of course. I'm
jeez.
I'm
Poor
like...
women.
I think for women, like... I wouldn't be like, Magic Mountain or Six Flags over Maryland or something like where you couldn't see it all in one day. I'd be like one of those, carnivals that rolled into town, with everything on the back of a semi-truck.
Right.
You spend like an hour and a half, you make a lap around it, you see the zipper and the tilt-a-whirl, and then you're ready to go home. That was kind of me. They never wanted to come back and really finish exploring. And they were always done. I can't blame them. Jenny?
Yeah.
You're
hi.
16.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Well, last Saturday, a week ago, my boyfriend and I had anal sex, and ever since then it's been, like, hurting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, has that been over a week now?
You're 16?
Yeah. Well, see, the thing is, we're trying... Like, we're both virgins, and we just...
Oh, okay. All right. Okay, hold on a second. I got to stop.
This is Drew's favorite call. God bless Jenny for calling in.
Oh.
Just nothing makes Drew's night like the I'm still a virgin call.
Oh.
Drew loves this.
I can't... It's indescribable how intense the denial has to be on this one.
Why,
I hate denial. It bugs me.
Wait a minute, Drew. This is listen, it says in the Bible. I mean, listen, I'm no theologian, but I know that either someone has penetrated your vagina, and if they have, you've been had, and if they haven't, you're a virgin, right? I mean, isn't that how it works?
This is how many of our callers have reserved the right to call it.
All right. Well, listen, let's take a break, and then we'll get to the bottom of this. Because I'm an atheist, so I don't know much about this stuff, but I'd like to know if...
But we're God watching.
Yeah.
How do you think he'd feel about this?
I don't know. I don't know if he's an ass man or not. Jesus.
If he had a sense of humor, he'd be laughing his ass off, that's for sure. But I don't think it's such a funny thing.
The anal sex in order to maintain the virginity?
Well, anal sex, oral sex, whatever sex. But no genital penetration.
Okay. Well, we'll talk to Jenny with the anal sex and the virginity after this.
I feel so liquidy. Really? Why? You're listening to LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew. LoveLine will be right back.
LoveLine.
WBBS.
more importantly, why do they need 3 people going out there?
All right.
It is LoveLine there. Talk about that award ceremony after this call. What?
Yeah, we will.
Sound good?
But actually, we have a call about that award ceremony after this call.
Oh, we do?
Yes, we'll go to that.
Well, good enough then. Jenny?
Yeah.
So, you're a virgin.
Yeah.
You're 16.
Mm-hmm.
But, except, I guess I should say.
You've had anal sex.
Yes.
Okay. And the reason you had anal sex was to preserve your virginity.
Yes.
You understand how bizarre that is, right?
Not really.
But virginity really is about chastity, not so much about the penis entering the vagina. It was an old sort of economic term, let's say, that was necessary for a woman to be a virgin in order for a transfer of properties to go on.
Well, go look up virginity, would you, Drew?
We did this once, didn't we? And it did say something about,
I don't know.
about intercourse.
Listen, I got stoned 100 times between then and now, so... it did say something about... it probably said something about both. They don't have a dictionary
But
here,
everybody is choosing to define virginity on their own terms today, and I find that quite bizarre. But anyway, so...
let's put it this way. Forget about God. Let's just talk about your next boyfriend. Now, what do you think he'd be more excited to hear about? You being with a guy and having intercourse, or you taking it in the ass?
Right, I understand.
You know what I'm saying? All right, forget about your next boyfriend. Let's talk about your dad.
Yeah, dad.
Let's talk about grandpa.
Oh, God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, think how they would look upon it. Which is really what this is all about, is trying to help you have the opportunity to develop emotionally and physically and biologically to the point that these experiences can be managed in a healthy way. That's all. That's what it's all about. That's why those mores are there.
What's your religion?
I don't have one.
Oh, you don't have one?
No.
Oh, well, why are you so worried about keeping the virginity then?
Well, we've only been going out 2 months.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's different then. So, did it get you in the ass on the first date, or how'd that go?
What's your question? What is your question?
Her ass hurts.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, well, it's not a healthy thing to do. You can tear it. You can cause hemorrhoids. You can get infections. These fistulas we were talking about and abscesses. You can do that.
Keep the fistula away from that part of the region, I'm telling you.
Why is everything a double entendre when you talk about
the ass and the fistula? All right, so Jenny?
Yeah.
Well, Drew, how long should she hang before she sees somebody?
How long ago this happen?
A week.
A week.
I think it's about time. You take some hot baths for tonight. That will help.
You're taking those, is it a sits bath? Just sitting there?
Yeah, sit in a hot bath. Really, it will help, Jenny. I'm serious. No matter what's going on there, that will be helpful.
Okay.
And get to your doctor and just let him take a look. Make sure there's nothing serious going on here.
Oh, that's good.
I feel bad.
We're just having a good time with Jenny.
Well,
but
it's not something funny. I mean, we're joking around.
Well, it's kind of funny, yeah. But not that funny. All right, so Jenny, sit in a nice warm tub. See if it gets any better.
Virgin, an absolutely chaste young woman.
Chaste?
Chastity.
Uh-huh. I see.
Huh.
So what's that mean?
Then it goes down. The fourth definition is a virgin, a person who's not had sexual intercourse.
Right. So the first one is just a woman and hasn't been penetrated in any way.
Chaste.
Well, what's
virginity?
What's the difference between chastity and penetration of any kind?
Chastity means that you're overall very.
That's what I'm. Okay, that's what I mean. All right, wise butt.
Wise butt.
Stacy, I don't like to swear in the air. I like kids listening. Stacy.
Hello.
Hello. Hello. You're 25. What's going on there?
No, I saw you guys at the show tonight.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Why don't you tell people what the show was?
The Teen Choice Awards?
We did the Teen Choice Awards, and I gotta tell you, thank God I went and put something else on. I'm all screwed up.
I don't know. I saw you disappear with Daisy for a while. I'm dying to know what happened then.
Oh, I gave it to her right in the ass. It was great.
Yeah, I'm sure.
No, Daisy scares me a little bit, actually. She's a lot of woman. She's beautiful, but there's no date raping her.
I don't think I hear you admit she's too much for you, though.
Yeah, no, I think she is.
Uh-huh.
I really, I like someone who makes my penis look big, and that ain't Daisy.
Although, Drew, I have to say you were funnier when you were alone at rehearsal.
funnier.
That's nice.
All I did was read the script.
Nah, you guys were good.
All right. Thanks, there, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Yeah. How's it going for you? Everything all right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Now, what did you think about Adam's comment at the end there?
Which comment? See, I was backstage during the show, so
Okay, all right.
it was hard to hear.
Okay.
Although you didn't like the Woody line.
Yeah, he changed it.
Yeah, I know.
Well, let me explain. Oh, boy. Let me explain why I changed the Woody line.
What the line was?
The line was, on the Teen Choice Awards, the award was a surfboard.
Actually a surfboard.
An actual surfboard, 5.5-foot surfboard. And one of the writers who wrote this whole script that Drew and I didn't do a word of said, listen, I really like the end line where you present the award and say, basically it said a Woody.
This thing's now the Woody goes to. That's what they call this thing, right?
The Woody goes to. I thought that's just what surfers called it.
Yeah.
Sort of alluding to the penis with the Woody
being the surfboard
and the surfboard and the double entendre. The problem with that is a surfboard is not a Woody
anymore. Yeah.
No, it never was. A Woody is a station wagon that surfers carry surfboards in. But if you're just holding a surfboard and saying, look how big my Woody is, it doesn't really make a whole lot of sense because, as Jan and Dean would say, we'll, throw the wetsuits in the Woody and all that kind of stuff. But it didn't make any sense. So I realized that and I dropped that line too. But it was fine. We had
the line you delivered was?
I'd mentioned that I'd masturbated to all of the movies that were nominated in our category.
And I want you to feel proud of them.
Actually, I said personally masturbated, which I realized later didn't make a whole lot of sense. As if
I think you said you have the personal distinction of having masturbated to every one of these.
Well, it was something like that. I just was trying to spice up the show a little bit. It felt like it was dragging, but it was a fun awards show. But
it was very good.
Here's my thing, and oh boy, this is why I need like a handler. I didn't go to the rehearsal because rehearsals.
He didn't want to.
That's for suckers. Seriously, they told me be there at 1 o'clock in Santa Monica. I live in Hollywood. Be there at 1 o'clock, and then come back again at 5:30. I said, what? I spend the entire day driving? What's going on in rehearsal? Nothing's going on in rehearsal. I'll show up once at 5:30. Just tell me what you need me to do, and I'll do it. Or maybe I won't, but the rehearsal's not going to help. Drew, because he's
obsessive-compulsive,
and pathetic, compulsive, went to the rehearsal at 1 o'clock, then turned around and went home at 2 o'clock, then sat home for 2 hours, then got back and went back to Santa Monica again, from Pasadena, by the way. And this is deep Santa Monica. This is the Santa Monica airport. Yeah. I mean, you spent the entire day on the road for nothing, Drew. Yeah. You didn't do anything at that rehearsal.
No, I was glad I went. I really was.
I had no idea what was going on this thing.
That's
so
right.
I put on, a pair of jeans and just one of my button-down shirts, but it had been in the hamper. I mean, it was like wrinkled and I hadn't shaved or anything. And I thought, well, I'll just go to this Teen Choice Awards. I mean, it can't be anything. If they're asking me and Drew to show up, I mean, hell, we don't get to go on stage on MTV Awards.
Yeah.
This thing, they're asking us to go on stage. This can't be anything. And then I thought about it and I thought, well, wait a minute. I don't know. This may be something. I better put a jacket on. So I put a jacket and some slacks on, and thank God.
This thing is huge.
Oh,
it's huge.
Who was there?
Everybody.
Tyra Banks and Mini-Me and In Sync and 98 Degrees and who that?
All those movie stars. And it was huge.
Yeah.
And well done. Really a well done event. I mean, gigantic productions and things. And then us walking out and Adam going to the wrong side of the stage first thing.
Well, I missed rehearsal. I started heading for the other podium. There's two podiums, one on each side of the stage, and they were like, yeah, hey, go out there. And I started walking out. I was walking out first, and the way you hit the stage is there's one podium on the right side and one podium on the left side, and we were entering on the right side, and they pointed, and I just kept walking straight, and I was walking right for that podium, and I needed to hook a left and backtrack and go to our podium. But Drew, did they tell us which one we were going to?
No.
Now they
assumed you'd been at the rehearsal.
That's all right. So they went and got me, and then we just proceeded to fumble over ourselves. And it was funny because I said, we went out and presented with Daisy Fuentes, and I was said to Daisy, listen, we're not doing the script.
She freaked.
The teleprompter. And she said,
freaked.
what are we doing? And I said, well, not the script. And she said, well, what are we doing? I said, I don't know exactly. She said, what do you want me to do? I said, just relax, have a good time.
Enjoy
yourself out there. She said, don't you think we ought to read the teleprompter? I said, no. She said, what if we just read parts from the teleprompter? I said, no, that's not going to work. You're either on or you're off the teleprompter. We're off. We're going to have a good time. She said, you two work together all the time.
Right.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
I said, just relax. Don't worry. We won't leave you out. We have a good time out there. What are we going to say? I said, don't worry. I'll start talking, and then, like, Drew, you say something, and then, Daisy, you just chime in. She was like, I don't know what we're doing.
My favorite part is Adam goes, hey, we want to do something that's meaningful, don't we? When you look back on this in 10 years, don't you want to at least have something you've done meaningful? And she goes, I just want to look back 5 minutes from now and be done with it.
So I told Drew, let's talk about this morning after pill. That'd be a good thing.
So we did.
Yeah, we're doing the Teen Choice Awards. We're in the sex category, so let's talk about the morning after pill.
Which I was all on board for.
And it was great because Daisy was like, that was a great pitch to Daisy. Daisy, I know you've read what's going to be on the teleprompter. We're not going to do that. Okay, what are we going to do? Drew wants to talk about the morning after pill.
And
she was like, yeah.
Hey, I don't know if you really picked up what the real problem was, but the script was all organized around her.
Oh, it was?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then you scratched that off and organized it all around us.
Well, I told her she was delivering she got to open the envelope, right? She was fine. She had a good time.
She did, I think, ultimately. I find when she wasn't saying anything, Adam goes, so, is there a life after MTV?
She's like, huh? That's out on stage. It was funny, too. Drew goes, Drew said right before we walked on stage, he goes, how long you known Daisy? I said, I just met her tonight. But I struck up immediate rapport with her, right, Drew?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you fart in here, by the way?
No, by the way, I didn't.
No? Okay. Robert?
Yes.
You're 30?
Correct.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. My partner and I were driving back from work this evening listening to your show.
Uh-huh.
And we heard that girl call up talking about her friend who's 16, pregnant by the guy who's 23.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're sitting there discussing this, and I hope this girl's listening, because what she needs to do is go to her local PD or sheriff's department and break the story down to him, because we can put this guy away for at least 2 counts. First one is sex with a minor, and the second one is extortion.
Nice.
Yeah, but then when he gets out and tries to kill her, here's my problem.
Well, that's when they step in.
Here's my problem, when he tries to kill her.
I'm at the corner.
Oh. My problem, Robert, is that I have grave difficulty giving people specific advice where I could be putting them in harm's way. In other words, I hope they're listening to you, and I hope she understands this is one of her options. But when we're giving direction, I really feel like we're responsible for anything that happens.
Oh, I can understand the legalities behind that.
Yeah.
But see,
well, and the ethics, too. I mean, she has to make up her mind what she's going to do. I can't imagine putting her in harm's way, but I think she has to do something.
Right.
Yeah.
Would she be guilty of commission if she doesn't do something?
That's a fine line, because, again, the extortion comes from the fact that the boyfriend's threatening her with grievous bodily harm up to and including death.
Right.
So, being a co-conspirator or anything like that, probably not.
Okay.
Are you a cop, Robert?
I work for the Department of Corrections.
Where does that mean you work in a prison?
Right.
Which prison?
Rather not say on the air.
All right. What state is it in?
California.
All right.
One of the 33 prisons we got here.
Wow, we got 33.
Correct.
That's good.
All of them at maximum capacity.
Yeah. Wow. God bless us. Putting everyone away.
Yeah, I'm going to make it to retirement with no problem.
Yeah. We got plenty of idiots are selling drugs in there. Meanwhile, we let the molesters off on good behavior.
No, we got plenty of molesters in there, too.
All right. Well, that feels good. Robert, I was watching, this, I watch that True Hollywood Story every Sunday night. And I don't know if I was ranting about it on the air or not. It seems to me I somehow neglected to mention anything. But you know how I went berserk, I think it was about a month and a half ago, when I realized I was watching a thing on Ted Bundy. Ted Bundy has a kid, since he was incarcerated. Ted, has taken out 35 co-eds, basically, but he's got a 19-year-old daughter because we cannot, even though you've taken out 35 school-age girls, still you got the right to F when you're in prison, right? He got married, so he has himself a kid. The other, Tex Watkins from the Manson family.
Right.
Tex has 3 kids, all sired in prison.
Right, he's up at Mule Creek State Prison, I believe.
Listen, here's my take on this, and why don't you bring it up at the next meeting, Robert? Really. As long as we're infringing on these guys' rights, as it were, I mean, as long as we're taking some privileges away from them, and listen, you want to walk into a house and brutally stab pregnant women and their house guests, I'm all for taking away rights. Let's go ahead and check screwing off that list, too.
Well, we tried that once before, and I believe it was the ACLU was hired for this, and basically, after lawsuits and whatnot, we had to give them back their boneyard visit.
Right, yeah. Well, ACLU does have a valid point. There's no reason why guys convicted of mass murder shouldn't be able to sire a few kids from inside the house, the big house. Even though there's no possible way he can support or take care of those kids, it's important that the gene pool of a guy like Ted Bundy, a guy who pretends to have his arm in a goddamn sling and hitchhikes by the side of the road so he can brutally rape and attack and kill 17-year-old women. It's important that we have his gene pool pushed along.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's important. I swear to God, I like that. I every time I hear about one of these guys, all I hope is that one of these guys gets out and does something to these ACLU. So one of their daughters, one of their granddaughters, one of their nieces or nephews. You know what I mean? It's absurd to me that Tex Watkins has 3 kids. 3 kids. And I mean, he walked right into the, Tate and LaBianca house with a knife and just started stabbing away. Sharon Tate was 8 months pregnant. Stabbing away. All her guests, the whole thing. But he's got 3 kids. Please. Listen. Let's snuff these guys immediately. Robert, would you do some mercy killing? Why is all the mercy killing going on in the hospitals? Why don't you guys do some mercy killing in prison?
Well, unfortunately, with our use of force policy, we can't get away with that.
Oh, I swear to God, we got it all screwed up. Every other male nurse who works at a hospital is putting a pillow over somebody's head. Meanwhile, these guys are dying at 90 in prison. Why don't you start snuffing these guys? Be like, the angel of death.
Help poor Robert. Don't beat on him.
No.
No, I'm with Robert. I'm just saying, I want you to be my Sandman. You know what I mean? My inside man.
Well, tempting as it may be, I don't want to be dressed in blue myself.
All right. So now, how many are you going to be a sheriff? You put a few years in the can, and then you hit the streets?
No, I work for one of the state prisons. Do some time there, and possibly even just retire as being a correctional officer. Is good pay.
Not a bad gig. What do you pull down a year doing that?
CO tops out at just under $50,000 a year.
Not bad.
That's a good deal.
And you can work some OT, right?
Right. Full benefit package. Great retirement plan.
All the pepper spray and ass on a shingle you can eat, right?
Definitely.
And do you go home every day, or do you do like a fireman where you put on a few days?
You do 8-hour shifts, 5 days a week.
Wow.
Working one of the 3 watches.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you got to keep an eye on these turds for at least 24 hours a day minimum.
God.
Yeah.
And then you just go home at the night, bring home a good paycheck, and laughing about these idiots on the other side of the fence.
What about the guys who work the guard tower? That seems to be the cush detail, the guard tower.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty good up there, depending on which tower you're in.
Right. Yeah. Because I don't want to get down and turn a fire hose on anyone or anything like that. You know what I mean? I like to be up in the guard tower, nice TV, maybe a chair that reclined.
You sit there in your tower, watch them. If depending which tower you're in, you might be listening to them on their phones when they call home. Get to monitor their phone calls.
Oh, that's pretty. Do you have And seriously, are these conjugal visits going on? They have trailers to have sex in?
Correct.
And how are they monitored when they're in the trailer?
We don't go in there, but what they have to do is throughout the time that they're spending in the family visiting units, depending on which institution you're at, each institution has their own program. Basically, at certain times, a little alarm goes off inside, like almost like a doorbell. They have to come outside. We have to visually check them, make sure it's still the same individual.
Right.
And then they go back in and continue whatever it is that they're doing with their guests.
How often do they get those conjugal visits?
It depends on if the inmate has earned time off from his job inside the prison.
Right.
Because we try to make all the prisoners work.
Yeah, that's good.
And if he's got enough time off and it's his turn, they have to schedule it in advance.
Yeah, but here's the reality. The guy probably gets more tail than we do, Drew. Seriously, you think? Yeah. Probably. All right, hey, one last question, Robert.
Knock yourself out.
What do you got up there in that tower? Is it like a shotgun or an M16, or what do you got?
It's a Mini 14. It's chambered with a 5.56 millimeter round, same round that goes through the M16.
Okay, and how many rounds does it hold?
We have 20-round magazines, and most towers have at least 50 rounds up there.
Do you get to shoot to kill?
If it calls for that, someone's life is in jeopardy and there's no turning back, then you have to.
Good. All right, you shoot away. Don't think twice.
No thinking twice over here.
All right, good man.
All right,
Robert. I don't know if he had a question or not, but I had some for him. All right, we'll take a little break, and when we come back, I'll tell you what else is wrong with the system after this.
This is LoveLine. LoveLine will be right back.
We're going to try to hustle through some calls here. Ricky.
Hey.
Hey, you're 15.
Yeah.
What's going on?
Adam, you can make fun of me while I ask Drew.
All right, what's the question?
About my problem.
Go to it.
At the bottom of my penis, around the base.
Yeah.
There are these bumps.
Right. They're kind of whitish.
Yeah, they don't protrude out, but they're right under the skin, and they're really annoying.
Well, they're the pearly penile papules, and they are normal.
They're normal?
Normal.
That's right. You're gonna
they start coming on around your age.
Adam.
Yeah.
You're 17.
Yeah. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Okay, I have a problem. About 2 months ago, me and my dad got in a fight. It was over something stupid like the phone, right?
Yeah.
And it got out of hand. He threw me across my room, and I called the police, and they told me it was my fault.
The police told you it was your fault?
Yeah, the police told me it was my fault.
Something's wrong already with the story.
Missing parts. We don't believe you.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
We don't believe you. It's
just
something you're not
parts.
telling us. Yeah.
Okay, what part would you like to know?
Well, you called the police and said what?
I called the police. I called 911, and I told them, I was like, my dad just thrashed me, and they're like, okay, well, we'll send cops out. Police came, and they talked to me outside, talked to my dad inside, and they were just asking questions like what happened, and they were like, well, you have a bad attitude, and I was just answering their questions. I was like, okay, and it was a scary experience. It wasn't fun, and I don't know, and my hair was long and it was red, like fire engine red, and they were like, well, maybe you should dye and cut your hair, and I was like, right.
They probably had a point there.
Yeah, but still.
All right. So anyway, you're sort of antisocial.
Antisocial?
Yeah.
No.
Well, you just walk around. You're one of these idiots who wants you want a bunch of attention, but you don't want attention, and then you get pissed off when people categorize you. Yet you look like a freak, right?
No.
Well, why is your hair fire engine red?
I liked it.
All right.
I thought it was an interesting thing to do.
All right. Why don't you just smear some dog crap on you or something? I mean, that's interesting. That's different.
That wouldn't be appealing.
All right. So, listen, here's what I'm saying, Adam. It pisses your dad off. It pisses other people off sometimes, and that's why you do it.
Your dad probably threw you around before, huh?
He threw me out.
No, he's thrown you around before this.
No.
Is it the first time ever?
First time he's ever done that, but he's had like a history of violence though. Like he used to like beat up my mom.
All right, so that's the point. He's been violent before, and that's why you are the way you are. And so your dad is ultimately at fault here. And
yes,
there does need to be some sort of intervention other than the police coming out there every few nights.
Where's your mom, by the way?
My mom is, she's here too. My mom was just standing in the doorway. She didn't know what to do.
Did your dad drink
and, like,
too?
when the police like told me it was my fault, like my mom, she was like paranoid and she was hiding in the back of the house and like she was gonna come out and
oh boy.
He's like, no.
Does your dad drink?
Yeah, he does, but he wasn't drunk at the time.
Yeah,
really? Wow.
He was mad at my mom when this happened.
All right, but
I understand.
Something needs to be intervened upon here. Hopefully, Department of Social Services or somebody can help.
Well, let me give Adam a tip. You sound like an intelligent guy.
Get out.
I can hear it in your voice.
Get into college.
Thank you.
Yeah, get your grades up as high as they can be. Take your SATs and go off to college somewhere. Already done?
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
All right.
And in the meantime, stay out of your dad's crosshairs.
And don't be surprised when people have feelings about how you project yourself to other people.
Yes.
There's a reason you're doing that not because it looks good. There's a reason.
There you go. All right.
The phone number for LoveLine is 1-800-LOVE-191. LoveLine, I'll be right back.
All right. Well, there you go. Another successful LoveLine episode in the can, as they say. Gary Marshall, the world's nicest yet most powerful Hollywood producer. Okay, Drew. You're done.
Yeah.
He's going to be in here tomorrow night. We'll get to him. We'll talk a little baseball with him and a little runaway bride with him as well, and we'll get to that tomorrow night. So until next time, it's Adam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The views expressed on LoveLine are not necessarily those of the staff, the management, or the sponsors of this radio station. And are probably not the views of Westwood One Entertainment. LoveLine is produced by Ann Wilkins Ingrown. Now, please listen to this station longer.